Ouagadougou, the capital city of Burkina Faso, was a bustling place full of the sounds of cars, scooters, and people chatting. But in a small corner of the city, tucked away from the main streets, was a quiet little restaurant called Chez Marie. It wasn't fancy, just a simple place with colorful tables and the smell of delicious food cooking. One sunny afternoon, President Ibrahim Traoré decided to visit Chez Marie. He didn't tell anyone he was coming. He just wanted a peaceful lunch away from the busy presidential palace. He wanted to feel like a regular person for a little while. His security team was small, and they tried to blend in, but everyone noticed when he walked through the door. The restaurant buzzed with surprise. President Traoré smiled warmly and waved, making everyone feel at ease. He sat down at an empty table near the window and ordered a simple plate of rice and beans, a local favorite. He looked around, taking in the sights and sounds of the ordinary people enjoying their meals. He wanted to connect with them, to understand their lives. This wasn't a planned event. It was a genuine desire to be among the people he served. He wanted to see Burkina Faso through their eyes, even if just for an hour. Little did he know, this unplanned lunch would change the lives of many. As President Traoré ate his lunch, a kind-looking elderly woman approached his table. Her name was Miriam. She worked at Chez Marie, helping with the cooking and cleaning. Her hands were wrinkled from years of hard work, and her smile was warm and genuine. Miriam hesitated for a moment, then spoke softly, "Mr. President, welcome to our humble restaurant. We are honored to have you." President Traoré looked up, his eyes meeting hers. "Thank you, Miriam. It's good to be here. The food is delicious." Miriam's face lit up. "Thank you, sir. I'm glad you like it." She paused, then added, "If you don't mind, sir, I have a small request." President Traoré gestured for her to continue. Miriam explained that she was struggling to pay for her son, Amadou's, schooling. Amadou dreamed of becoming a doctor, but the cost of books and supplies was too much for her to handle alone. She worked tirelessly, but it was never enough. Her voice trembled slightly as she spoke of her son's hopes. She didn't want to burden the president, but she felt she had to try. This chance meeting might be the only opportunity she had to help Amadou achieve his dream. President Traoré listened intently, his brow furrowed with concern. "Tell me more about Amadou," he said gently. Miriam's eyes brightened. "Amadou is a very special boy, Mr. President. He is kind, smart, and he works so hard in school. He spends every free moment studying. He even makes drawings of himself as a doctor, helping people. He says he wants to heal the sick and make everyone in our village healthy." She reached into her apron pocket and pulled out a small, folded piece of paper. Carefully, she unfolded it, revealing several crayon drawings. One showed a young boy in a white coat with a stethoscope, smiling as he listened to a patient's heart. Another depicted a hospital filled with happy, healthy children. The drawings were simple, but they were filled with hope and determination. President Traoré took the drawings in his hands, examining each one closely. He could see the passion in Amadou's heart, the burning desire to make a difference. He was deeply moved by the boy's innocent vision of the future. He knew that he had to do something to help this young boy achieve his dream. He handed the drawings back to Miriam, his expression thoughtful. "These are wonderful, Miriam. Amadou is a very talented young man." "Miriam," President Traoré said, his voice filled with sincerity, "I would like to visit your home and meet Amadou. Would that be all right?" Miriam was overwhelmed. She couldn't believe that the president of Burkina Faso wanted to visit her humble home. Tears welled up in her eyes, but she quickly wiped them away. "Mr. President, it would be an honor," she replied, her voice trembling with emotion. The next day, President Traoré, along with a small group of his staff, followed Miriam to her home. It was a small, simple house in a modest neighborhood. The walls were made of mud brick, and the roof was made of corrugated iron. But it was clean and well cared for, filled with the love of a mother for her son. As they approached the house, a young boy ran out to greet them. It was Amadou. He was shy at first, but his eyes sparkled with curiosity and excitement. Miriam introduced him to President Traoré, who knelt down to Amadou's level and shook his hand. "It's a pleasure to meet you, Amadou," he said with a warm smile. "Your mother has told me so much about you, and I've seen your wonderful drawings." Amadou blushed, but he managed a small smile in return. Inside the house, President Traoré saw how simply Miriam and Amadou lived. Their belongings were few, but everything was neat and tidy. Amadou proudly showed the president his small desk where he studied and the few books he owned. President Traoré asked Amadou about his favorite subjects in school and what he liked most about being a student. Amadou spoke passionately about science and helping others. As he listened, President Traoré realized that Amadou's situation was not unique. Many children in Burkina Faso faced similar challenges, struggling to get an education because of poverty. He thought about all the other bright, talented children who didn't have the opportunity to pursue their dreams. That day, standing in Miriam's humble home, surrounded by the love and hope of a mother and son, President Traoré had an idea. He decided he would do something big, something that would help all the children of Burkina Faso. He wanted to give every child a chance to dream, to learn, and to reach their full potential. He knew it wouldn't be easy, but he was determined to make a difference. He left Miriam's house with a renewed sense of purpose. He was ready to act. A few weeks later, President Traoré announced a new national education reform called Dreams for All Children. The entire country listened with hope as he spoke about his vision. He explained that every child in Burkina Faso, regardless of their background, deserved the chance to learn and grow. The Dreams for All Children program was designed to help children in the poorest regions of the country. It aimed to provide them with the basic necessities they needed to succeed in school. This included things like new school books, pencils, and backpacks, so they wouldn't have to worry about having the right supplies. The program also promised to provide nutritious meals at school. Many children were going to school hungry, which made it hard for them to concentrate and learn. With regular, healthy meals, they would have the energy they needed to focus on their studies. Finally, the initiative focused on improving the learning environment in schools. This meant repairing classrooms, providing better desks and chairs, and training teachers to use new and exciting ways to teach. President Traoré believed that with the right support, every child in Burkina Faso could achieve their dreams. He wanted to build a brighter future for his country, one child at a time. The story of President Traoré's visit to Chez Marie and his meeting with Miriam and Amadou spread like wildfire. Newspapers and television stations reported on the heartwarming encounter. People were touched by the president's genuine concern for ordinary citizens and his commitment to helping children. Soon, Miriam's story went viral on the internet. People from all over the world shared her story, praising President Traoré for his empathy and leadership. Miriam became a symbol of the everyday dignity of the Burkinabe people, their resilience, their hard work, and their unwavering hope for a better future for their children. The image of Amadou's drawings, depicting his dream of becoming a doctor, became an emblem of the Dreams for All Children initiative. It represented the aspirations of countless young people in Burkina Faso. The story resonated deeply with people because it showed how a simple act of kindness and a willingness to listen could spark a national movement. It demonstrated that even the smallest voices could inspire big changes. The whole nation felt a surge of hope and a renewed belief in the power of education. It felt like anything was possible. As the Dreams for All Children program began to take shape, children across Burkina Faso started to dare to dream bigger than ever before. In a small village nestled in the countryside lived a young girl named Fatou. Before the program, Fatou helped her family with chores, but she never thought she could go to school. Now, with the promise of free school supplies and meals, she was excited to learn. Fatou dreamed of becoming an engineer, building bridges and roads to connect her village to the rest of the world. In another town, a young boy named Madou spent his days working in the fields. He always loved learning, but never had the chance. The Dreams for All Children program gave him that opportunity. Inspired by his teachers, Madou began to dream of becoming a teacher himself, wanting to share his knowledge with others and help them achieve their own goals. Fatu and Madu were just two of the many children whose lives were being transformed by the program. They started attending school regularly, eager to learn and make the most of the opportunity they had been given. Their enthusiasm was contagious, and soon, their entire communities were rallying behind them, supporting their dreams and celebrating their successes. The future of Burkina Faso was looking brighter than ever. The success of Dreams for All Children didn't go unnoticed. News of the program spread far beyond the borders of Burkina Faso. People around the world were impressed by President Traoré's commitment to education and his ability to turn a simple act of kindness into a national movement. Even some of his biggest critics started to take notice. One day, a reporter asked former U.S. President Donald Trump about the Dreams for All Children program. Trump, who was known for his tough stance on many issues, surprised everyone by acknowledging the positive impact of the initiative. "You know, I've been watching what's happening in Burkina Faso," he said, "and I have to say, Traoré is doing a pretty good job with this education thing. It's not easy to get something like that off the ground, but he seems to be making it work. Maybe we can learn something from him." President Traoré never sought praise or recognition. His only goal was to improve the lives of the children in his country. But the acknowledgement from someone like Donald Trump showed just how far-reaching the impact of his actions had been. It proved that even the most unlikely people could be inspired by a story of hope and change. The world was watching Burkina Faso, and they were seeing a nation on the rise, led by a president who truly cared about his people. President Traoré's story is a powerful reminder that true leadership begins with empathy and a willingness to listen. It shows that even the smallest voices can spark significant change when someone is willing to hear them. By choosing to listen to Mariam's concerns and acting on Amadu's dreams, President Traoré turned empathy into policy. He showed the world that understanding the struggles of ordinary people is the key to creating a better future for everyone. The Dreams for All Children program became a shining example of how governments can improve the lives of their citizens. It demonstrated the power of education to transform individuals and communities. It proved that investing in children is investing in the future. And it all started with a quiet lunch at a small restaurant in Ouagadougou. A chance encounter, a heartfelt conversation, and a simple act of kindness. These small moments, combined with the courage and vision of a leader, created a ripple effect that touched the lives of countless people. The story of President Traoré, Mariam, and Amadou will continue to inspire generations to come, reminding them that anyone can make a difference, no matter how small they may seem. It's a story about hope, about dreams, and about the power of empathy to change the world. Years later, Amadou finally achieved his dream of becoming a doctor. He returned to his village, eager to serve the community that had supported him. He remembered the day President Traoré visited his home, the hope that filled his heart, and the opportunity he was given. He knew that without the Dreams for All Children program, his dream would have remained just that, a dream. Fatu became a successful engineer, designing bridges and roads that connected remote villages to the rest of the country, bringing progress and opportunity to areas that had once been isolated. Madu, true to his word, became a dedicated teacher, inspiring countless young minds and helping them discover their own passions. And President Traoré? He continued to lead Burkina Faso with empathy and vision, always remembering the lessons he learned from Mariam and Amadou. He knew that the key to building a strong and prosperous nation was to invest in its people, to listen to their voices, and to empower them to achieve their full potential. The story of Dreams for All Children became a legend in Burkina Faso, a testament to the power of empathy, the importance of education, and the transformative impact of a leader who dared to listen. It's a story that will continue to be told for generations to come, inspiring hope and reminding everyone that even the smallest act of kindness can change the world.